And hello, everybody. Welcome into Dot Talk. In this segment, we've got an interview with Goal Line Blitz user SIGAP Magic Mike. And thanks for calling in, man.
Thank you very much for having me today.
The pleasure's all mine. Why don't we start out? Why don't you just tell us how you got started with GLB?
Well, originally my brother had found the game. He's been around since, I believe, middle of Season 1, beginning of Season 2. And introduced me to the game, and that was around Season 5, I guess, and just kind of picked up, started playing, and created my first dot, right around that time.
All right, cool. And your username, you had a story behind that. What was that?
Well, when I was in school, I attended Tennessee Tech University, and I graduated in 2005. I was a member of a fraternity called Sigma Phi Epsilon, and for SIGEP for short, and then Magic Mike is always something that people had just called me when I was growing up, so just SIGEP Magic Mike. That's kind of how the username was born.
Ah, cool. All right, well, you got into Goal Line Blitz around Season 5, you said. Did you buy a team straight out?
No, actually, I didn't own my first team until last season. The Osaka Storm, which is actually a farm team for the Osaka Buckeyes, who are in South America Pro.
Yeah.
The other farm team for Osaka is the Graceland Elviscerators. Elvis owns that team. And, we kind of have a group with Five-Star, me, and Elvis, so
yeah,
we're kind of the three head honchos of that little farm team group thing.
Well, cool. And I was looking at your player page. You GM a lot of teams, and you've got some good, legit trophies. What coordinator positions do you hold?
Mainly, I'm an offense guy. I help with I ran the offense for the Black Sea Storm for several seasons. Also, the Black Sea Squall, which is kind of their farm team. That's if I had to pick a favorite team that I just love OCing for, it's that one. Great group of agents there, a lot of weapons there. Last season we were in pro leagues is very competitive and everything like that, but as far as just absolute level of competition, the elite cap 46 was week in and week out. It's a dogfight. And this year in AA, we've had 3 straight 255-0 games. So, it is what it is. But I've really enjoyed, working with the Squall. That's where I got my first OC position. So, I learned a lot of stuff from that. That was kind of around the time that tagging started happening, when that was introduced to the game. And then I kind of picked up, and then, they asked me to do it for the big boy team. And so I started doing that. And then Five-Star, asked me, he's like, hey, come and help me. And then, before you know it, everybody's wanting you to OC their team, so.
Yeah, I was about to say,
that's kind of how I got started.
You're a rare breed because coordinators are getting hard to find nowadays, especially multi-team guys.
Yeah, I actually stepped back a little bit this season. I'm not as involved with the Black Sea Storm on a coordinator end. I still help run, I guess, kind of manage the team and throw in my ideas on stuff. We actually went and hired another OC this off season just because with all the changes and everything, I did kind of get burnt out last season a lot. But, I still do the OC stuff because, for the Squall, it's AA, so it's not like it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I do still help out some for Osaka, not as much as last season with what I did. Like Five-Star was gone this weekend, so I did the offense for a couple of the games this weekend. Other than that, Five-Star mainly does most of it, but he and I will be on AIM together and chit-chat and get ideas. He'll bounce ideas off me, and then, that's pretty much it. But I've kind of taken a little bit of a step back, just a break this season, and I'll probably be back next season. Definitely if Osaka or, Black Sea makes World Leagues, I'll definitely be there.
Cool.
So,
well, you've been around a while, getting around a year and a half now, and we all went through the same growing pains when we started out. So what are some of your worst build mistakes with your old guys?
Well, with the quarterback that I have, that very first one that's actually named after me, that one, there's so much more that I would have done different, with that quarterback originally, but I read up a ton, and was able to kind of overshadow those build mistakes and actually turn out to have a decent build. Like, originally I only took throwing to like the 4th cap, and, I was like, man, 5 skill points. I would have at least taken it to the 5th cap.
Yeah.
I remember putting points in stamina, at like level 14 or 15, just because I didn't know, but like now, I've actually got another quarterback that I'm building for my team. And, that's actually, going really well. I'm excited to see where that ends up, another year from now, because that's what it's going to take. So,
yeah, I remember those days.
Were some of the, those were definitely some of the, early days where you didn't really know what you were doing. But like now, I do have the confidence that I know how to build dots and stuff like that, and can help other people that, that may be along the same lines as what I was, a year ago or whatever.
Yeah, the days when you went, 68's plenty. You don't need any more than 68.
Exactly.
Well, cool. Well, what has been your favorite season so far, sim-wise or anything else, if you can remember?
My favorite season would definitely be season 13. Gosh, I was OCing several different teams. Osaka Buckeyes were in AAA. We went 20-0. Black Sea Storm was in AAA, Europe East, and we went 20-0. The Black Sea Squall actually went 17-2 that season, and then Graceland also went 17-2 that season. And I was actually, pretty much the OC for all of those teams. So that was by far my favorite season of all of them.
Yeah, not bad at all. You're listening to the exclusive interview with Goal Line Blitz agent SIGAP Magic Mike. Listening in for the next portion of the interview when we wrap things up in the next episode of Dot Talk, and you can find that right here on YouTube coming up next.